And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to race number 2 of the National Guard IndyCar Series. We are here at Watkins Glen for 9 laps of racing. And a thing that's a little bit different about this racetrack is our pole sitter is not on the inside line on the left of the row. He's actually on the right, and that is Jacob Rodriguez here today, starting alongside of our points leader coming into this race, Alexandra Jones. On the inside of row 2, we find I believe that is Nathan. I believe that is Nathan. Hold on, let me check for real quickly. No, I apologize. That is actually Robert Brooks. And to his outside is going to be Matt Nathan. Or Jack Nathan, rather. I'm getting these names mixed up. On the inside of row 3 is actually going to be Joshua Osborne, who comes in second in the standings. But we're about to put these cars under the green flag, so we will let them run their pace lap. And then we'll show you the 27-car field here today at Watkins Glen, and then we will put them under green to complete race number 2 here today. Probably one of the most difficult turns you'll see these drivers trying to execute here today. They are coming up to the tunnel turn, also known as the S-curve. These drivers are going to have to try and make sure that they do make that hard right-hand turn and not go through those caution cones. They wouldn't really be penalized as such, but it's not a good thing if you go through there unless you're avoiding a big wreck. But a lot of drivers' troubles end up right there, whether you're driving an Indy car, whether you're driving a Sprint Cup car, whether you're driving a Rolex 24 car. A lot of problems can occur in that turn. Several drivers are going to need good runs here today. The most needed one's probably going to have to go to Ryan Acosta, and because he ended up finishing dead last in last week's race at Daytona. And, you know, actually I was pretty impressed with the way these guys raced at Daytona. It was an exciting race for Indy cars, and I never really thought they'd be able to do something like that at Daytona. So that'll be very interesting to see what goes down there. And then, of course, we have found out that our season finale is going to come from, big surprise, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I wonder why they decided to have that be the grand finale for Indy cars. Go figure. Anyway, as I'm rambling on here, these 27 cars have really got a big task for them here today, and really during the course of this season, because the whole season has actually been planned out for the 9 races. They are going to be tested not only at road courses, but also at intermediate tracks and whatnot. We know that, I believe, Valandering is in the schedule, and then, of course, Indianapolis. The rest of the racetracks, I'm pretty certain, are coming at road courses. I do believe they also are racing at a place called 8 Bowl, so it'll be interesting to see how they do there. Infineon is in the lineup, as well as 2 racetracks way out in North Dakota, known as Badlands and Mount Rushmore Park. So it'll be very interesting to see how they'll do there as well. Those are actually really, really long road courses. It'll be a pretty grueling race for them there. But we're at Watkins Glen here today. We've got Jacob Rodriguez on the pole, and the green flag waves for 9 laps of racing in race 2 of the National Guard IndyCar Series. And you see very early Jacob Rodriguez trying to block that inside line. That is Robert Brooks trying to get down to that inside line to take the lead. And it doesn't look like he's going to be successful, as Jacob Rodriguez will take the top spot as they continue to race further back there. That is a driver back there in second that needs a good run, Robert Brooks in the 90. As he runs right there in second. Don't know if he'll be able to catch Jacob Rodriguez, though. Let's watch them make this turn here into the right. And then a hard left. Oh, beautiful precision. A few drivers actually drove through the grass back there. Oh, and the caution's waving already. See who for? It looks like Justin Perry in the 17. Oh, there's Matt Nathan. He's spun out. Samet Ozkan is in trouble. Jack Richards is in trouble off the racetrack. Aaron Williams looks like he was involved in something. There was another car going through the grass area back there. That's the 8 of William Duncan. And it looks like that's pretty much what's going to go down here to put us under the caution. There was a car on pit road there. Was that Matt Nathan? Trying to look through here real quickly. I'll look him up this way, actually. Yes, there he is. Matt Nathan in the number 55 on pit road. And he actually comes in the top 10 in the National Guard Indy Cup Series standings. Oh my goodness. Another driver that I saw that was in trouble was Justin Perry in the 17. He's coming down pit road, actually. There he is in the 17 car. He's on pit road, and just ahead of him, you got Jack Richards in the 4 on pit road. They're getting repairs done to their cars. But let's see what it is that's put them on pit road and put us under the caution flag for the first time here today at Watkins Glen. Well, I told you that this tunnel turn, this S-curve, as it's been called, would come into play here during this race, and it came rather early for Justin Perry. Watch right here as the number 17 is going to end up having some contact right there. I believe it may have been Samet Ozkan that kind of shoved him, and watch him just go up and, oh, wow, that actually was not an easy hit. Even though there is a foam barrier there, but that was actually not an easy hit, and someone hit the wall even further up ahead of him there. You can see the black smoke. I think that may have been Matt Nathan. Let's take a look at his race car and see what happened to him, but that was a hard hit for Justin Perry in the number 17. Well, here's Matt Nathan coming off the S-curve. To his inside there, I believe that is the 4 of Jack Richards, so maybe those two got together coming off the turn here? Yes, indeed they did. You see the Justin Perry machine in the wall back there, but yeah, that's exactly what happened. Jack Richards and Matt Nathan both made contact with each other coming off that S-curve, and that's what put both of them into the fence, and I don't think Matt Nathan was the one that had that black smoke coming out. That's not a good sign for a guy who came in the top 5 in the standings. We'll take a look and see what the result is going to be, but that whole right side of that car is all crunched up. Okay, so we'll go back to green flag racing on lap 4 of 9. 2 cars out of the race. They are Jack Richards and Matt Nathan. That's going to be a hard hit for Matt Nathan, who came in, as I mentioned, in the top 5. If I remember correctly, I believe he was in 4th in the standings. Jacob Rodriguez is going to be the leader. Robert Brooks will start in 2nd. Joshua Osborne, 2nd in the standings, running very well here today. He is 3rd. Jack Nathan also doing well in the standings. I believe he was 5th coming in. He runs in 4th. And our points leader, Alexander Jones, runs in 5th. Joseph Bryant is in 6th. 7th is Tim Walsh. Mike Flanagan in 8th. 9th is Hunter Gauntz. And Steven Gonzalez runs in 10th. Brandon Bain 11th. 12th is James Qualls. And 13th is Joshua Perry, rather. 14th is Brian LaFleur Jr., 15th William Duncan, Pichu London 16th, 17th is Robert Bann, 18th is Luke Walker, 19th Matthew Rodriguez, and 20th is Ryan Acosta. 21st is Jake Cole, 23rd is Aaron Williams, actually no. Let me see once more here. Jake Cole is 22nd, 23rd is Aaron Williams, 24th is Samet Ozkan, Justin Perry is 25th, and Charles Jackson is 26th. Position. However, I don't think that's quite right. I think the scoring monitor is kind of a little bit messed up because those drivers at the back ended up having to make pit stops because I know that 26th position actually officially is going to be Jack Richards, and 27th position is going to be Matt Nathan. So our scoring monitor somehow is a little bit messed up there near the rear of the field, but nonetheless, we know that all of these drivers are running inside the top 25. That much I am certain of. So the pace car will peel off. These drivers are going to actually start in single file now rather than double file. We'll see if maybe that plays out into whether or not we go under the yellow flag again or not. So Jacob Rodriguez out in front in the number 70. And for the second time today, the green flag comes back out at Watkins Glen. Everybody seems to be pretty comfortable running single file at this moment. Jacob Rodriguez leading the way. Take a look back here in 5th position. That is where Alexandra Jones is running right now, as she is our current points leader, and obviously consistency counts when you're trying to run for a championship, and could be the first female driver to win a championship here. Whoa! Up there, Robert Brooks is hounding Jacob Rodriguez. He wants the lead. Will not get it this time, as he's running very comfortably, though, in that 2nd position. Brooks was one of those drivers who had problems last week at Daytona. Let's take a look where some of our other top runners are running. I did notice back here in the 6th position is where we have Joseph Bryant, and he actually, I believe, finished in 6th. Oh, one car off the racetrack there. Who was that? Well, that was Steven Gonzalez, looks like, as they are 3 wide here at Watkins Glen. And Gonzalez, that was a good save right there by Steven Gonzalez. He crossed the line that time in 11th. Steven Gonzalez nearly ended up spinning off the racetrack, which I don't know if it would have put us under the caution or not. A single car spin would have been awfully close, that's for certain. Well, we know that the 10 of Joshua Osborne's running very comfortably in that 3rd position. And I don't know for certain, based on the scoring system, if finishing 2 spots ahead of Alexandra Jones, if he would be the points leader or not. But he is 10 points coming into this race behind Alexandra Jones, as he is 2nd in the standings. There's another driver doing well in the standings, Jack Nathan. I believe he is 5th in the standings coming into this. It's either 4th or 5th. I know that both Nathans were 4th and 5th in the standings, but Matt Nathan has retired from the race. And he's running there in the 4th position, so pretty much the drivers that came into the race in the top 6 or so are running. Oh, whoa! My goodness, did you see Jack Nathan hold on to that car? He was sideways coming off that turn, and he held on. But one thing that is not going to be good news for Joshua Osborne, who's trying to take the points lead from Alexandra Jones, is she just slipped by Jack Nathan for that 4th position. We are on lap 6 of 9. Let's take a look where the guy who came in last in the standings, Ryan Acosta, as he worked his way up to the front. Oh! Caution's out! I think. There's some cars there. Joseph Bryant and Mike Flanagan, who are smoking, but there is no caution. No caution waving for Joseph Bryant and Mike Flanagan, both of whom have smoke pouring out of their race cars. Why is the caution not flying for them? They are slow. Is that going to bring out the caution here? No, we're still under green. Now here's a big question. Are these cars under power or not? Okay, Flanagan is not smoking. He's caught behind Joseph Bryant. Bryant is the one holding up Flanagan. And Joseph Bryant, who came in 6th in the standings, finds himself in trouble here. He is still running under power, but oh goodness me. Mike Flanagan, I think Flanagan is damaged. He is not smoking. He is not smoking. That smoke is all coming from Joseph Bryant, but he is damaged, I believe. Or is he smoking? I can't tell. Let's go on board with him. Just quickly look and see if he is indeed smoking in that cockpit. I can't tell. He's behind Joseph Bryant, so it kind of almost looks like he is, but I don't know for certain. I don't think he is. But nonetheless, they are able to make it to pit road, both Bryant and Flanagan. We will take a look and see what happened to them. But we are not under caution, which is a very interesting thing to me indeed. And let's work back up through the field here. That's going to be a hard hit for Joseph Bryant, 6th in the standings coming into this race. Robert Brooks is still there. I don't know if he can make a challenge yet or not. 2 laps to go here at Watkins Glen, by the way. Look at Brooks closing in the gap. Oh my goodness, did he close in the gap. Brooks is there. He wants by. He wants to pick up the win. And he really entered turn 1 deep there. I'm seeing a good battle back here. I can't tell what position it's for. It's for the 6th position. Tim Walsh has it. And Hunter Gauntz wants by. Or Hunter Gauntz, rather. Tim Walsh there in the number 2, and he's getting a challenge down low. Oh! Contact between Hunter Gauntz. Oh, there goes some more cars spinning through the infield. sand trap! Who are they? Oh, there goes some more! Walsh, LaFleur Jr., Ryan Acosta, Steven Gonzalez, and Brandon Bain, as well as Charles Jackson and Pichu London. They all go spinning through that S-turn, and they're all caught in the sand trap. As Jacob Rodriguez will lead him down to the white flag. Is the caution out, though? Yes, it is. Caution's out, white flag in the air. Jacob Rodriguez is going to win this race under caution. Oh my goodness, there must have been 7 cars that spun into the sand pit right there. Oh my goodness, Jacob Rodriguez is going to win this thing under caution in an amazing finish. But let's take a look and see first what happened to Joseph Bryant and Mike Flanagan, and then what happened to all those drivers in the S-turn, as these drivers will continue around under the pace lap, and Rodriguez will come around for his first National Guard IndyCar Series win. Now, it looks like the result of this wreck was the fact that Mike Flanagan entered the corner a little too fast. Let's see if he entered a little too hot. Okay, Bryant is trying to make a move on the outside of Tim Walsh at this point. No, Bryant got loose. He slid off into the turn there, came back down, and Mike Flanagan just makes contact. So the fault actually was with Joseph Bryant, and both of them go down and nail that tire barrier. And, yes, Mike Flanagan was indeed smoking. So both Bryant and Flanagan were smoking. But now let's take a look in the S-turn and see what involved at least 7 drivers that I know of. Now, the whole start of this wreck, I know for certain, starts here with Tim Walsh and Hunter Gauntz. Watch him right here. And there's the contact right there that's going to send them spinning down here. Now, let's take a look and see if we can find out how the other wrecks occurred. Oh, right there, that car just took it too hot. So did that one. I don't know who either of them were. We'll find out in just a moment. I think one of them was actually Steven Gonzalez. And I know Brian LaFleur Jr. spun there, too. There's another car, took it a little too hot. Brian LaFleur Jr. did the same. That's just the case. All those cars... Oh, Luke Walker's on pit road at that point. But all those cars just took the corner too hot. And there you see Ryan Acosta and Charles Jackson getting together. There's cement. Oh, it's kind of going through the grass area. Ryan Acosta spinning. Jake Cole just gets through. Pichu London gets spun out. Brandon Bain, Steven Gonzalez, Brian LaFleur Jr., Tim Walsh. They all just spun out. Flat out spun out. And they all got caught up here in the sand pit as well, so that's really hard to get them out. But man, oh man, what a finish to this race. So this race is about to come to an end here at Watkins Glen. It's been epic, I'll tell you that much. And Jacob Rodriguez, who started on the pole, going to finish exactly where he started, in the lead. Your winner at Watkins Glen is Jacob Rodriguez in the 70. Robert Brooks going to finish there in second. And Joshua Osborne finished in third, 1 spot ahead of points leader Alexandra Jones. Going to be interesting to see what the points scenario is going to look like heading into the next race. Here's the way they finished. Rodriguez, Brooks, Osborne, Jones, as I mentioned, that's the top 4. Jack Nathan finishes in 5th. James Qualls, a well-needed finish, in 6th. Justin Perry in 7th, William Duncan in 8th, Matthew Rodriguez 9th, and Robert Bann in 10th. Jake Cole finishes 11th, Pichu London in 12th. In 13th was Justin Perry. After hitting the wall, that's actually a pretty good finish. Charles Jackson 14th, Luke Walker 15th, Steven Gonzalez in 16th, Hunter Gauntz in 17th, Brandon Bain 18th, Ryan Acosta 19th. Those cars from Charles Jackson on down ended up spinning out there. Ryan Acosta, I mentioned, okay. Aaron Williams finished 1 lap down in 21st. Samet Ozkan also finished 1 lap down in 22nd. And the cars out of the race were Brian LaFleur Jr., Joseph Bryant, Mike Flanagan, Jack Richards, and Matt Nathan. So, let's take a look and see what the points are going to look like heading into next week's race. Now, that one position that Osborne finished ahead of Jones has cut the points lead down to 5 points now, as he sits there second, only 5 points behind Alexander Jones. Then you've got Jack Nathan, who's moved to third. He's only 25 points back. Robert Ban sits there at Jack Nathan is 30 points back. Then you got Robert Ban, who's moved up to fourth, 41 points out. Jacob Rodriguez, after that win, has moved to fifth. He is only 43 points out. And then you got Matthew Rodriguez, William Duncan, Robert Brooks, Joshua Perry, and Justin Perry, the top 10. Tim Walsh ends up finishing in 11th, even though he didn't finish quite well here at Watkins Glen. Matt Nathan slid all the way out of the top 5 to 12th in the standings after that rather horrible finish. Steven Gonzalez, 13th. Joseph Bryant, who was 6th in the standings heading into this race, falls to 14th. James Qualls picked up some spots. He moves up to 15th. Charles Jackson, 16th. Pete London, 17th. Brandon Bain, Hunter Gauntz, and Brian LaFleur Jr. That's the top 20, but the top 20 are separated by 115 points already. Mike Flanagan, 21st. Luke Walker, 22nd. Jake Cole moved to 23rd. Jack Richards, 24th. 25th, Aaron Williams. Ryan Acosta, man, that spin on that final lap was not what he needed. 26 is where he sits, and Samet Oskan is going to be in 27th heading into next week's race, and it comes out of the border at Mexico City. It's going to be interesting to see how that racetrack plays into this series. Thanks for watching. You've been watching the National Guard IndyCar Series here exclusively on the NNSCRA Sports Channel.